Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome on board. Can you hear me well? Perfect. Hello, my name is Jens. I'm the guide. I'm your requested captain for Canal audience. And together we'll keep you safe and sane for the next hour around the little harbor here. A few rules to know before we go too far. Smoking is not allowed, so please don't smoke. Storage in the house is provided down in there, but hold on to it. Very importantly about safety, every single slope that you have along in front of us, you have to sit down, put your heads down, and sit down as well. I will let you know that this is funny, but now we have to move on. This tour will be in English and in Danish, so we'll switch to Danish now. Welcome there, alle sammen. Velkommen ombord. Vi er på vej ud gennem Nyhavn nu. Nyhavn er ikke så ny, som man kan tro ud fra navnet, omkring 350 år gammel. Den blev udgravet af svenske krigsfanger på Frederik III's tid for at skabe en passage fra Indre By ved Kongens Nytorv, hvor vi lige kom fra, og herud til havnen foran os, hvor vi er på vej ud nu. Det var tidligere, Now we're coming into the harbor, and there's a bit of traffic here in front of us, but we're gonna turn left in just a few moments. And over on the left-hand side, behind the yellow harbor bus, is the Royal Danish Playhouse. It's part of the Royal Theatre and it opened in 2008 with the production of Shakespeare's Hamlet. The play Hamlet, of course, very well known everywhere in the world, but it's especially well known here in Denmark because it takes place here, and that's of course why they chose that play. If you want to see Hamlet's castle in real life, it's 40 kilometers north of Copenhagen in the town of Elsinore. If you're lucky and you look upstairs in the playhouse, you can sometimes see the actors getting changed if they forgot to close the curtains. Nu er vi kommet ud i havnen og kom forbi en del trafik og drejet til venstre. Over på venstre side, der ligger det kongelige danske skuespilhus, som er en del af det kongelige teater. Det åbnede i 2008 med en udgave af Shakespeare's Hamlet. Selve stykket Hamlet er jo meget kendt i hele verden, men det er måske mest alt kendt her i Danmark, fordi det jo foregår her hos os oppe på Kronborg i Helsingør. Og det var selvfølgelig derfor, de valgte lige det stykke. Hvis man er heldig, og vi kigger op øverst i skuespilhuset, kan man nogle gange se skuespillerne, når de klæder om, hvis de har glemt at trække gardinerne fra.
Yes, I saw it.
Coming up in front of us on the right-hand side is the opera, the Copenhagen Opera House. It's from 2005 and it was a gift from the A.P. Møller Mask Foundation to the city. It's designed by Henning Larsen Architects and it has 14 stories, 14 floors inside, 5 of which are underground. The big flat roof on top is big enough to hold 2 football fields. We don't have any football fields up there, of course, but once in a while there's a diving competition from the edge of the roof and into the water. Just in case you're tempted, if you want to try this, I have to underline it's for professional divers only. The rest of us can only come and watch. For an contribution to the desert war. As you can probably imagine, a submarine in a desert war is not the best idea in the world, so we had to bring it back home, put it up on land and make it into a museum. So that's what it is now. Til højre har vi flådebase Holmen, og på land ligger der en sort ubåd. Det er ubåden Sælen. Sælen var den sidste aktive ubåd, vi havde i den danske flåde, og den blev mest brugt under den kolde krig til overvågningsopgaver. I 2003 var den i aktion for sidste gang, da den var vores bidrag til ørkenkrigen i Irak. Som vi måske skulle have sagt os selv på forhånd, så er en ubåd i en ørken ikke den bedste idé i verden, så vi må tage den med hjem igen, lægge den op på land og lave den til museum, og det er så lidt andet. The grey ship with F352 down the side, also on your right is a frigate called Pilaska. It's quite well known here in the country for only having fired its missile once, and that was by mistake. During a military exercise in 1982, someone accidentally pressed the button, the missile went flying aimlessly and ended up in some summer houses. 4 houses were completely destroyed, leveled to the ground, and 100 others were damaged, and we know this even today as the Whoops missile. we're coming to a bridge. Just on the other side of the bridge, on the left, that's where you can see the famous tower of Our Saviour's Church. Just stay down as long as on the corner. And what we're sailing around on the right-hand side is a little island called Slotsholmen in Danish, or Castle Islet. This has been the center of power in Denmark for over 800 years. That's where the kings used to live. Now we have the parliament, the Supreme Court, the Prime Minister's office, and all kinds of other powerful institutions on this small island. Vi kom igennem stormbroen og rundt om hjørnet. Det vi sejler rundt om på højre side, det er en lille ø, der hedder Slotsholmen, som har været Danmarks magtcentrum i over 800 år. Det var her kongerne boede tidligere. Nu har vi Folketinget, Højesteret, Statsministeriet og en masse andre magtfulde institutioner på den her lille ø. The big yellow building on the right is the Thorvaldsen Museum. Bertel Thorvaldsen was a famous sculptor in the early 19th century. He lived and worked in Rome for 40 years, and when he came back to Copenhagen, he donated his whole production, his whole collection to the city, and the city gave him this museum, which is also his mausoleum because he is buried in the middle. Den store gule bygning til højre, det er Thorvaldsens Museum. Bertel Thorvaldsen var en berømt billedhugger, som boede og arbejdede i Rom i 40 år. Da han kom tilbage til København, så donerede han alt, han havde lavet, hele sin produktion til byen, og byen gav ham det her museum, som også blev hans mausoleum, eftersom han selv er begravet inde med. The area on the left is called Gammel Strand, Old Beach. That's where the fishing boats used to come and sell fish to the locals up until the 1950s, early 60s. Right now, it is where we have the Fluid Festival. It's part of the World Pride celebrations, and that's also why we have all the colorful